Just looking at a Munchlax's belly will tell you everything you need to know about its affinity for food. To keep it happy, you almost need to feed it its own body weight in order to fill its daily quota. This tends to be a Herculean task and often puts off many trainers from actually raising the cute balls of lard. However, a recent discovery found that a Munchlax's evolution into Snorlax is linked to its happiness. Now, how do you keep a Munchlax happy? Not the trickiest problem you will ever come across. When a Munchlax has eaten its fill, its cells have enough energy to divide at a rapid speed. This leads to huge change in size and turns your cute little Munchlax into the Goliath that is Snorlax. However, that's not where the avid Snorlax trainer's problems end. Snorlax, despite sleeping for a large majority of the day, consume much more food than any Munchlax. So, keep your poke dollars in mind before you set out on attaining a Snorlax. It may be a formidable battler and an excellent mattress, but you might need to hire a chef to follow you in order to keep a Munchlax or Snorlax truly happy. Bat, being the fluffy ball it is, has swayed many trainers into adding it onto their team. Many look forward to the task of raising it carefully and tenderly so that it may one day evolve into Swoobat as a product of friendship and care, and a final testimony to the bond between its trainer. Or rather, that's the allure of it. Despite the skepticism from a majority of Pokémon breeders, the reality isn't as cuddly as Bat's furry hide. Bat are, unlike their Zubat brethren, psychic beings, and are in need of neurological stimulus if they are to mature properly. But being the cave dwellers they are, they rarely come in contact with other sentient beings on a longer basis, and intelligent species are even rarer. So when it becomes captured by a traveling trainer, it's actually a good turn of events, as it now has a perfectly fine mind to harvest energy from. Granted, it takes a long time for it to establish a firm connection to its owner's cerebral network, which is directly proportional to the affinity between the two. As their trust grows stronger, Bat's infiltration goes deeper. Eventually, the connection will be strong enough to support a direct absorption of the trainer's emotive surplus, thus giving Bat what it has always lacked, feelings. While they may not seem like it, Bat are purely objective creatures, where any behavior reminiscent of happiness can be attributed to mimicry. But with this emotional download, they have a tangible blueprint to replicate indefinitely within their own mind, causing them to evolve into the lovable Swoobat. While ordinary trainers have nothing to worry about concerning this one-time transfer, continuous breeding of these creatures is not recommended, as many breeders have developed apathy as a result. Friendship evolutions are some of the most bizarre evolution trends known to Pokémon for the sheer number of variations in evolution that are produced. Patterns like those seen in baby evolutions are sharply contrasted by the results of Bummer's studies with Bat. For example, take two examples that are nearly polar opposites, Swadloon and Golbat. Swaddle is given its first set of clothes by its parent Leavanny. It eventually evolves into the perpetually glum Swadloon. It can stay in this phase permanently, but its mood can gradually increase. When it reaches an emotional trigger point, such as the kindness of a Leavanny or the formation of a bond to its trainer, it releases a rush of endorphins that can often trigger evolution. Golbat, on the other hand, is a cold-hearted and cruel Pokémon, known to even directly attack inexperienced trainers and leave them for dead. For years, the general public believed that Golbat was the end-all, be-all of cruelty. Suddenly, a team of researchers discovered Crobat, which immediately gave its researchers a sort of flying hug. Further studies confirmed that this was indeed a friendship evolution. The reveal of these studies shocked the world. How could a cruel creature such as Golbat evolve by friendship? Many scientists now believe that Golbat's evolution is triggered by the brain in a sort of epiphany. Golbat tend to believe that the anger inside them is their source of happiness, and they live their lives savagely attacking their prey for both sustenance and enjoyment. It is here where surprising parallels can be drawn between Swadloon and Golbat. It is believed that when Golbat witnesses an act of kindness, it can be so moved that it gives up its old emotions and unlocks its true potential. As wonderful as this theory is, the only part that can be proven is the brutality of Golbat's nature, and the truth about its evolution to Crobat is still a scientific mystery. Riolu is a Pokémon well known for being extremely amicable and willing to help anyone to the best of its abilities. Because of these grand qualities, it quickly became a favorite among budding Pokémon trainers. When interviewed, these trainers tend to say things along the lines of, "Riolu is my go-to Pokémon. It always delivers." Or "Riolu is my best pal. It's always right by my side." It's incredibly common for trainers to swoon with Riolu's praise, and this is almost all due to Riolu's unique ability to sense auras. Riolu has an innate power to see an almost unreadable force that all life seems to emanate. These auras can tell the reader any number of different things about the target, from its truest emotions, its goals, or even its fears. With this sense, Riolu will quickly connect with its trainer in ways many cannot hope to replicate. Since Riolu knows exactly how the trainer feels, what the trainer wants, and how he or she wants it done instinctively, a bond of reliability is cemented early. This bond only continues to grow stronger, and as it grows Riolu is able to explore its aura-sensing powers to greater and greater lengths. Riolu will only evolve once its aura-sensing powers have properly matured, but those powers will only mature once it has connected with a Pokémon trainer on a very deep level. It is through this almost symbiotic relationship that Riolu will finally evolve into Lucario. With its aura-sensing powers fully nurtured, a Lucario will know its trainer as well as they know themselves, and it's very common for a Lucario to be able to communicate directly with its trainer via telepathic thoughts. Extraordinarily strong Lucario have even been known to be able to communicate with total strangers due to their mastery of aura.